Hi, this short video will be about Artifact 4, which is your academic sources. So I'm going to go over to my table of contents and click on academic sources. I can see that I'm at Artifact 4. Once again, we are doing that annotation one-pager. So basically, this is a rhetorical analysis of your academic source. If you think back to that MSU Research Libraries guide, it will tell you the differences between those general interests, which was Artifact 3, and what an academic source is. Good way to think about that. Academic sources are your peer-reviewed, scholarly research articles. So we should find sources. It should talk about research and the research methods. It should explain how they did it, why they did it, and then what they found out through the research that they did. So this is what we are looking for in our academic articles, our academic source. Again, we would open up that annotation one-pager. It is the same one-pager because you are looking at the same things. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to do a copy. And I'm going to go into that document where I'm saving all of my artifacts to turn in. And I'm going to go to Artifact 4 and Control V on my keyboard and paste it in. And then I'm ready to type in my information about the source that I find. That is an academic source. So academic sources, we want to go to the MSU library page. I did put a link directly to the databases from MSU Library in D2L. So this is the quickest way to get there. But you can also go to lib.msu.edu and get there quickly. From here, we would click on the link that says databases. And it will open this link. The reason that you want to come here, you're finding academic articles, and this is an easy way to search for them. Yes, you can use Google, you can use Google Scholar, and if you are logged in to your MSU account, it'll even give you free access to the articles that you would have access to through MSU. The problem with academic articles and just finding them online is that often they're behind a paywall. And so the MSU library has already paid those fees, and through your student tuition dollars, you have been funding the library to make sure that you have the resources and materials that you need. Very small portion, of course. Their budgets are never big enough. At any rate, we want to use these peer-reviewed scholarly sources, and this is one of the best ways to find them. It's really a great idea to learn how to use your MSU library databases. What's really nice about this particular link is that you can look by subject. So right here, we can come and you can find what your major is. I'm going to stick with using that education just because I've already been using that as an example, but you would look through this list until you found your major, or maybe even just the college that it's in. Sometimes it doesn't have every single specific major. So I'm going to click on education and search. And it's going to show me all of the databases that MSU has access to that I'm specifically going to find articles about education. And so I might just choose one here. I'm going to click on education source, and I should already be logged in so that it will actually open for us. If I wasn't, I would have a link up here that would tell me you need to log in to have access. And so I would sign in up there. Maybe I'm not signed in. I may need to do that as we find an article. But and so here I would type in maybe just something that sounded kind of interesting to me that might be a topic in education that I care about. And so something that a lot of people often mention is maybe they want to go into special education. And so I'm just going to put that in as a search. And just like with Artifact 3, it's less what the article is about, and you are doing an analysis of the article, a rhetorical analysis. So I can go through and hopefully find some things. I can limit it to things that are peer reviewed, which is one thing that tells us that it's academic. I can limit it to academic journals. And then I can also even come to subject, and maybe I want to specifically think about mainstreaming. And every time I do that, it reduces how many results that I have. I'm still not going to search all 4,671 articles here. I'm going to just kind of take a look, and when I find something that sounds really interesting, I'm going to click on that and maybe use that one. So I know I definitely learned about universal design in some of my education classes, and maybe I want to think more about that and what that might mean for special needs students, particularly those who are non-hearing. I can see when it was published. I can find out all types of information. I highly recommend looking at the PDF full text. If you're looking at the HTML full text, I have the article. It's great. If there are any charts, images, I don't see them, and I don't have page numbers. If I go to the PDF full text, it's just like they made a copy of this on a copy machine, and it's going to look like exactly what it looked like out of the journal itself. I'm going to have my page numbers. Doesn't really matter that it's in columns, but if there were any charts, such as this one, or other images, those would actually show up in the PDF. So I highly recommend that you use that PDF. So once I've found that article that I think that I want to use for this, I'm going to go back to where I've saved that annotation one-pager in my document. I'm going to create a citation in the citation style that I've been using. Just a quick note, if you have been using MLA, then you want to use MLA for all of your sources. If you've been using APA, you want to use APA for all of your sources. So I'm going to use whatever style I used for Artifact 3. I'm going to use that again. And I'm just going to do that analysis of this particular article as well. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, you're going to post your article that you found in a discussion board, and I'll give you some feedback on it if that looks like it's an academic source and it's going to work for this particular artifact.